Well, what a fantastic day! The weather's nice, it's Friday, and today's your birthday. You're walking down the street with a pep in your step when, boom, everything goes black. You've been blindfolded and your hands are tied. You feel yourself being put in the trunk of a car and the vehicle takes off. And nope, it ain't no birthday party. Time to panic? Not at all. The main thing for you now is to collect your thoughts, analyze the situation, and be very attentive. Get control of your breathing. Deep breath in, count to 5, and exhale. Have you calmed down? Are you ready to get out of this situation the smart way? Good, but let's back up a little. When you were walking down the street, you might have seen someone's shadow behind you or heard footsteps. I know, nobody pays attention to this stuff, especially when we all have our eyes on our phones and our ears are plugged with music. But that's exactly the problem. You should always be a little vigilant and aware of your surroundings. The very beginning is the most crucial part. Start screaming immediately and resist with all your might. The perp might not have expected all this trouble, and you could break free. If you find yourself in the trunk or backseat of a car, yelling will be useless. Save your strength. Except if you feel the car stop and you hear other people's voices. In this case, call for help as loud as possible. If they start by tying you up, make fists and tense up all your muscles. If the rope goes around your body, puff out your chest. Just don't be too obvious about it. All this will help make the ties looser when you relax your muscles later. If they tie your hands in front of you, keep your wrists closer to your body. This will create a small gap between your wrists, the perfect place to put something sharp to cut the rope. If you're dragged into a car, immediately try to block the ignition or put the key out and throw it far away. You can block the ignition with a coin, a piece of metal, chewing gum, anything that'll keep the key out and prevent the car from taking you away, or at least buy you some time. If you didn't manage to do that, then first assess your physical state. Adrenaline can numb your nerves. Once you've calmed down a bit, check yourself. Is it comfortable for you to breathe? Can you move all your limbs easily? No visible marks anywhere? Good, you're okay. Now evaluate your physical abilities. Did the muscle tensing thing work? Do you have some wiggle room in your ties? Perhaps you can see through whatever's covering your eyes. These are your advantages. Keep them secret. If possible, get to the rear seats through the trunk. It'll be much easier to escape from there, and the perpetrator won't see it coming. If you can't do any of that, look for a jack or some other heavy object. When the car stops and the bad guy opens the trunk, you'll have some protection. Make a mental note of all the details of the trip. How many times the car stopped, which way it turned. Visualize the road. Count the time between turns. Left, 45 seconds. Right, 125 seconds. You might even be able to figure out the route. Then, if you manage to call someone, you'll be able to tell them where you are. Also, count how many voices you hear. Assess their emotional state. Do they sound nervous, angry? Do they mention any names or places? It won't help you much now, but these details will be very important to the police. If at any point you hear them talking about your freedom, don't get too excited. You still need to be in survival mode, and getting overly relaxed might make you inattentive. Think about the reason you're in this situation. Have you offended anybody? Do you come from a well-off family? Maybe you look like someone who does. If so, then they'll probably ask ransom for you, which could be good news. All they want is money. Pardon the easier said than done cliché, but try to stay positive. Your calmness and friendly demeanor could make the perp let their guard down a little. They might slip up and not notice something important. Answer their questions wisely and thoughtfully. Don't yell or threaten. Show them that you're worthy of respect, yet harmless. Listen to what they say to you. You can even start a conversation, but don't overdo it. They know this trick, and they'll assume you're pretending to be polite just to deceive them. Keep track of the time however you can. You can see a watch on someone's wrist or even use the sun. If you just can't be calm, solve mental puzzles. Imagine conversations with your friends. Think of your best day ever. This will distract you from severe stress. Your captor might give you a phone to tell your family that you're okay, so they won't start worrying and call the authorities. For such cases, you need to have a code word or phrase on hand. For example, "Today I had a wonderful day as always." A wonderful day as always is your code that you're in trouble. If you somehow get a chance to call rescue services but can't speak, leave the phone on so they can track your call. Don't attempt to remove your own blindfold or this person's mask. If they don't want to show their face, that means they're planning on letting you go without being identified. If you happen to see their face but they didn't notice, keep it to yourself. If you're trapped in a locked room for several days, keep yourself fit. Push-ups, squats, jumping jacks, jogging in place, anything you can do. It's a nice distraction, and exercise improves blood flow. That'll make your thinking sharper. There might be other captives in the room beside you. Don't discuss escape plans or secret information with them. These people can rat you out in exchange for their freedom. Sometimes other hostages may be one of the orchestrators in this scheme, just trying to find out important information from you. As much as you probably don't want to, ask the person who took you for small favors. You can ask for a blanket or a glass of water. Such requests help establish contact and at least make your stay a little more tolerable. That's if you're held somewhere. Right now, you're still in the trunk, and you could prevent that unwanted stay in the first place. Tear off the panel covering the taillights, then kick the lights out. You can stick your hand through the hole and give a signal to other drivers. If you can't knock the light out, disconnect the wiring to it. It will increase the chances that police will stop the car for missing lights. Oh, sorry, I forgot, your hands are tied. The car finally comes to a stop. Sunlight doesn't leak in through the trunk. You must be in a garage. The car door opens, and you hear footsteps coming toward you. Click. The trunk springs open. You're pulled out and put on your feet. This person leads you through a door, down a hall, into a room. You try to speak, but nobody answers. That's when you feel their hand let go of your arm. Someone unties you and removes the blindfold. You open your eyes. It's pitch dark all around. But then, surprise! The lights turn on, the room is full of your friends, there's a birthday cake on the table in front of you. This strange and elaborate scheme is how they decided to throw you a surprise birthday party. And right now you're probably thinking, "Yep, I really need to get me some new friends." Hey, if you learned something new today, then give the video a like and share it with a friend, even the over-the-top ones. Here are some other cool videos I think you'll enjoy. Just click to the left or right, and remember, stay on the bright side of life.